gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and we are in your house. So you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday. That's right, Sunday, fun day, and we are here once again at In Your House, and this is going to be a really solid episode because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, a lot to discuss. It always is every single week here at In Your House. But guys, I gotta go ahead and bring in my guys here because we just had Smackdown. It was an interesting Smackdown over there in Canada, and I throw it to my man over here. He talks all things Smackdown. He hangs out in his room. That's the blue-eyed villain, the Grunmeister. What is up, man?
Yo, what is up? We have got some Smackdown to talk about and a lot of WWE to talk about, and ESPN. Will they ruin WWE?
That's a big question that we are about to have we're about to talk about that here in about a minute here, but man, I got to bring in my guy over here. That is, of course, the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, brother, man?
How goes it, household? How are you guys doing? Sorry for that early introduction, getting on camera, but sometimes my fingers slip and I hit the wrong buttons. But you know what? It's a Sunday, it's a house party, and you're here. You're with us. You're ready to make a splash in the podcasting world of wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was hitting the old vape, and then we went on. I'm like, hold on, it's airtime. It's airtime.
That's where my eyes are.
That is all right, bro. That is all right. Spontaneous moments like that are what make it fun. But like Grun was saying, we got a lot of things to talk about. But I got to tell you guys, it's been a real chill weekend for me. We've been really doing some awesome stuff here at the house. I grilled out a little bit yesterday, and man, we were grilling some steaks. We was grilling some baked potatoes and whatnot. I was baking up some potatoes, putting them on the grill. It was a good time, and we were playing Uno. We were at backyard in the tent or whatever. But when I came back in, I sat down because I realized, because I'm a big Call of Duty player. Like, I don't know if you guys out there in the household know. I don't talk too much about it, but I know the fellas here know I'm a big Call of Duty player. I play a lot of Team Deathmatch. I play a lot of Black Ops 6. And I was sitting over there playing it, and I realized that it was a double XP weekend. And I usually, when I see it, I usually go and I'll go on like their page or whatever. Sometimes when there's a double XP weekend, because that's how I'll know. And when I went under there, it was laugh reacts. People was ripping on Call of Duty. They were saying the only reason that they had this double XP weekend was to try to combat the Battlefield 6 beta that came out this weekend. So I was like, okay, so this is obviously a big thing in the Call of Duty community that people are like, they're a little tired, fatigued to Call of Duty. I didn't know about none of this. Like, I'm sitting over there just hiding in the comments like, but I still like Call of Duty. I still have fun. Like, I still enjoy it. While everybody else is absolutely hating it. So, I sat up there and I was like, okay, let me see if I can get this beta code. See if I can hop in here. Because I don't play a whole lot of Battlefield or anything like that. Like, none against it. I just always stuck with Call of Duty. And I sat up there and I played it. And I played King of the Hill. I'm usually just a team deathmatch player, but I played some King of the Hill. And I was sitting over there like, yeah, this is kind of fun. I mean, trying to, keep, hold down the objective and then go to the next one and try to hold it down and keep the enemy away as we try to hold the fort down. And I was like, it's kind of fun. 2 hours later, I'm like, what the hell? I'm still playing this. What is going like? Am I having fun? I think I'm having fun. So I just wanted to know, like, Grun, I know you're a big, first person shooter guy. You play a lot of different games. You'll stream them and whatnot. Check out everything he's doing on his Twitch. Like, what's happening with Call of Duty, bro? Like, it's happening in front of my very eyes. There's some shift happening where everybody just hates it.
So I think we as the Call of Duty, or the Call of Duty community, we need to understand what has happened, why we are in so disdain. It all started with Warzone, and I know people are gonna be like, "No, don't you dare badmouth OG Warzone! Don't you dare badmouth it!" Like, guys, listen. If you remember, Activision were desperate for players because they were losing players to Fortnite, not
Yeah.
not Battlefield, not Arma, not Escape from Tarkov. No,
Mm-hmm.
to Fortnite. Why? Because Fortnite. Yeah, exactly. What? That cartooning game for kids? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Because they created something called Battle Royale. Or, well, no, they didn't.
They didn't create it. They kind of brought it into. It was already kind of around.
Yeah, it was already around. It wasn't getting a whole lot of traction because it was in smaller games.
Yeah.
But Fortnite was a bit bigger. People were locked down in their homes. They needed something else.
Oh, yeah.
Battle Royales came out. Battle Royale. Everyone started putting a Battle Royale in their game because they're like, we need people to play our games. Okay?
Yep.
They are going to do horrible things if we do not get them their sanity back.
Yeah.
And that in Activision, they didn't think they were going to make money off Warzone. Like, whatever, make it. Just put it in. Okay, we don't care. Just put it in. We don't care. They made it. They got a lot of players. A lot of people wanted to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, I will argue in that we got some good skins for operators and guns. I thought that was the best version of Warzone.
Yeah.
Problem is, they're like, we need more money. We need to make more money off this game. How much money can we make? What's that? You want to steal their money? Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll steal their money. Make them broke? Make sure they're only able to afford Warzone? Yeah, we'll do that. That is where exactly they went with it. So ultimately, my belief is that the issue is that the entire gaming industry is now about making money. And look, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. I want to make that very clear. I think capitalism is great. That is why we have the companies we have today. That is why we've been able to see so many Marvel movies, so many awesome superhero movies and games. Capitalism is great because if you work hard enough, you can earn a lot more money. If you have a great original idea, you can make money off of it. You can sell it. You can make money, lots of it. The problem is these corporations make billions of dollars every year and have no idea what to do with the money. So they just put it in their bank accounts they don't touch, that they barely spend on anything other than their $1 million homes, their $1 million cars. And now they're like, shit, we got to keep making more money because I don't have enough money. I love the fact that I make all this money. I want to make more of it. I believe the solution, and I do fear the outcome that if this were to happen, I think these billion-dollar gaming companies need to fail. They need to.
You were fired.
Yeah. I mean, look, it could absolutely destroy the gaming industry. I'm not gonna lie, that is a real possibility.
Indie games will come up though, bro.
I mean, look, you are not wrong. Phasmophobia was an indie game that came up during the COVID era or lockdowns, and $15-$20 game, and it blew up like crazy. Indie games blow up all the time. The problem is always, can they sustain it? Phasmophobia more or less has been able to sustain it. But it's also a very niche game. If you like ghost hunting, horror stuff, like, yeah, it's right up your alley. But like I said, it's niche.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I miss the days when I would be able to play a video game, and if there were new like skins and new like characters to unlock, all I had to do was beat the game,
Yep.
beat the modes, play the games, and I'd be able to unlock this, unlock that. Now I got to pay money just to get, some characters that I want to play with. What are we even doing here anymore? Like, how come I could sit up there and pay $29.99 and get a bad drawing of Stan Smith on Black Ops 6? It's terrible. It's terrible. I love American Dad, but
Yeah.
the doggone Stan Smith and the Roger the Alien, they look terrible. I wouldn't spend my money on that.
No.
Then I'm like, come on, if I played enough of the game, let me unlock the good stuff. I miss those days.
Yeah, no, and let me also expand how bad the situation is. I recently uninstalled the game Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, based off the anime, the card game. I uninstalled it because the game is unfair to players who have not been playing it daily since it started. The reason why is because 99 times out of 100, I'll play a game against a guy in whatever mode, casual or competitive.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, I play this card. That allows me to summon this monster. Allows me to activate this card. Allows me to summon this monster. Congratulations, I now have a monster on the field that has 5,482 attack points, and you can't attack because if the second you play a card, I'm allowed to remove that card. You lose all your life points just like that. Because it's fucking bullshit. Because games are fucking bullshit today. It's not about...
Go outside, nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
This podcast got so nerdy, and I love it.
Josh, that is the solution. Everyone stop playing video games. Go outside. Okay, if we do this for a year, I understand. To a lot of us that are addicted to video games and that shit, it's gonna be hard.
That's gonna be hard.
We can fucking do it. If we do that, and they fucking are on the verge of bankruptcy in a year, they will beg us to come back and say, "What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?" Get the U.S. government to ban hacking. Stop rigging your fucking games so that I
make video games great again.
Yeah. I hate
make
that.
video games great again.
Yes.
Wow, this podcast has already gone off the rails.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. We got fire bars saying, "Go outside, nerd." Indeed, this is exactly how we want to start off a podcast. Like I said, I was just playing that, and it was. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Battlefield 6. I didn't see any goofy skins or anything like that. Nobody was turning me into stones or something when they shot me, or some liquid or something. I just died and I fell down. Just go back to the basics. That's what I liked about playing Battlefield 6. But man, as somebody who, like I said, go back to the basics or whatever, but I've been playing some new stuff, some happy throwbacks. I've been also watching some new stuff that's also some happy throwbacks. And man, I watched the new season of King of the Hill. And oh my gosh, I mean, I went into it. I go into any reboot with like really low expectations. I think Futurama hurt me pretty bad because when they brought that back,
pizza delivery for Icy Wiener.
The new season was bad, but I got to tell you, the King of the Hill season, it was really good. There is some consistencies or whatever. You can see people talking about it on the internet, but you know what? It's cool because I really enjoyed it. It really felt like King of the Hill years forward. If they would have brought it to 2025, it's warm, it's good, it's got its funny moments. I enjoy it. Also, South Park's been hitting pretty well too. It's a weird. What year are we in where King of the Hill and South Park are some of the hottest shows on television? Voice, I just want to get some of your thoughts because we've been kind of texting back and forth about it. I know you're another connoisseur of adult cartoons like myself. What are you thinking about the new stuff here with King of the Hill and South Park?
Yeah, I mean, King of the Hill right now is the top reboot of our generation. I mean, it is. They've stuck pretty close to what we loved about it, and they evolved it into what I think some of us as fans would have assumed that they would have went with. With Bobby and Joseph still staying somewhat in Texas around that area.
Yeah.
And Bobby being a chef, I mean, who didn't fucking see that coming? Um, they're doing it well, and the fact that Hank and Peggy and all the neighbors have really kind of folded into today. I mean, it's not in your face with things. It's very just, here's King of the Hill. This is what it
Yep.
would be like, and that's what
Yep.
I really enjoy. I've enjoyed the South Park season. First episode felt kind of like, hey, we just gave you $1 billion. Will you say some things we want you to say?
Right.
But then it started to fold, and we started seeing exactly where it's going. Um, my only critique about South Park, and
Mhm.
this is, I hope this actually resonates with people on whatever side you align with. My only critique is, we just had a president in which was a unlimited comedy reel, and they really didn't go in on it. I like how they go in on Trump. That cracks me up, because
Mhm.
to me, you're playing into the world of, we can make fun of everybody. So I
Right.
think, though, that they really need to start pushing on the everybody category. I get that we can make numerous jokes about the current administration. Totally get that, but we could have definitely made some jokes about the past one too. Like, we
Oh,
could have went even further into than what they are. But that really, with South Park though, I'm not I'm not nervous that one of my favorite shows is going to a different light, because I always know that they bring everything full circle, and
yeah.
we will eventually get all of the humorous things that we find in our everyday. Because honestly, if you're not walking around today and just happen to catch a news segment and you don't laugh, what the fuck are you doing? Because it is the funniest shit to watch right now. I
Yeah.
I lose my mind laughing at some of this shit coming out in today's society. But I'm glad we do have forms of entertainment in which we can all just get together and laugh about. And plus, it's cartoons,
Yeah.
so like, if you're not laughing at cartoons, you're a sad person, and I hope things get better for you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, with South Park, I'm really enjoying it. I like the little bit where, like, oh, now everybody is kind of like, oh, this is, women should be in the kitchen, and this and that or whatever, and everybody's taking Cartman shtick. And he's like, listen, you guys are stealing my whole identity here. I find it to be hilarious. Also, like the whole thing with like woke is like a fad and everything like that, and like, oh, now like they totally just destroy. I'll say this: love the episodes, but they totally like nerfed and butchered PC Principal in a way where he's like about irrelevant, because the whole thing was is that he was woke, he was PC, and now he's had to turn around and be like, oh nope, I'm giving my life to Christ now. And it's like, I don't know, they kind of butchered PC Principal, but for the most part, I'm enjoying it. I'm just having fun with it.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I'll say this as someone who has only been aware of South Park, never really got into it. South
Sure.
Park has always, from my point of view, from what I've been told, they've always had an opinion of, oh, you want us to be on this side? Oh, you want us to be on that side? Fuck you. We're on our side. Our side is South Park.
Yep.
Park. We got a
Mhm.
big middle finger for all you fuckers that think you
Yeah.
can tell us how to write our show. We write it how we fucking want. Everybody is a target. Like,
Yeah.
at least they make fun of everybody equally.
No, and they do a good job. But here's the thing: with the Trump character, they had the perfect Trump
Yeah.
character, Garrison. And what I
Garrison was
would
great. I
yeah,
enjoyed that arc.
what I would have done is I would have had Garrison keep being Trump, but I forget who he's with now. That guy that told him to quit rallying. But I would have had
Oh, Rick.
him.
Rick. Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, Rick. I would have had Rick become like bi- a Garrison supporter,
Yeah.
and like had it turned that way, but have like Garrison doing wild ass shit. In But I find it. I hope, because we speculate on wrestling. What I'm speculating with uh, South Park is, if you've noticed with the Trump character, they use Hussein's voice. They
Yeah.
had him with Satan, who Hussein was also with at that time
Yep.
when he was a character. I'm I'm almost thinking just on a South Park level, they might have a thing where Hussein has possessed Trump.
Yep.
And,
That's
you know, there's just something because he went to heaven. The last time we seen Hussein,
he went to heaven. Yep.
he got sent to heaven. And when he went up there, it was the Mormons that were up there. And he was
And
like,
he
hey,
hated it.
guys. Yeah. So I don't know what's in store. They keep a pretty tight seal on those up until about a couple days out before they release them.
Yeah.
But I love South Park. Never gonna stop watching it. It's just they got so many characters. Butters, he's my all-time favorite character.
Oh, Butters.
I
Oh,
cannot.
Butters.
Butters episode was my favorite episode of all time. I absolutely love that character. And South Park's great. King of the Hill, you knocked it out of the park with your reboot. You even passed Beavis and Butthead, and I thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of people
But in
saying
my
the Beavis and Butthead was good.
yeah, I enjoyed the Beavis and Butthead reboot.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Fightins One is in here. He's asking, is there going to be any more episodes to this season? As far as you mean, I'm not sure if you mean South Park or King of the Hill, but I do want to ask this before we talk, because we do have to talk about this new deal with ESPN. I got to get your guys' thoughts, because we've talked a little bit about it. But to answer the question, I think we will see more South Park episodes. And I think that I don't know if King of the Hill was going to make another season before they made this one, but I think the response is calling for another season of King of the Hill.
Yeah,
I will say that there's nothing official, so this isn't me. I'm not breaking no news or anything like that, but I'm saying with the response to this new season, I think they're going to. There's not pressure, but like people, it feels like King of the Hill is like needed right now. So many people
yeah,
just really felt good, like watching those episodes, just like South Park is needed for what they do
yeah,
and the light that they shine. I think it's great to have. It's just cool because for me, it's a happy throwback. It reminds me of like 2001, 2002. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's fun and I enjoy it that these shows are still having such a huge impact on these people like 20 plus years later.
yeah.
But let's jump to this next thing because I got to get the fellas' thoughts here. Myself and Summer Rawson, if you guys check that episode out, we just had Summer Rawson on doing some great production things. And we talked about this deal with ESPN, WWE and ESPN coming together. And I knew that we had to continue this conversation because we haven't. I don't think we've heard Grun talk about it unless he talked about it on his SmackDown review preview, which I believe that was more SummerSlam circled. And then I don't think that Voice did either. So I got to get the guys' thoughts. We talked a little bit about it before we went on air. This new deal, it's looking like it's worth like $1.3 billion. I mean, the response on the internet, it's not been good. Like, generally, it has not been good in terms of where it's at as far as like the consumer, the people that are going to having to be spending money from switching over from Peacock going over to ESPN. I want to get some of your guys' thoughts. I'll start it here with Grunmeister. Where are you at, man? ESPN, WWE, big deal, and you guys, you know all the breakdown, and you know everything that everybody's been complaining about online. Where are you at?
Well, I did a little bit of research and counting, and if I remember correctly, pay-per-views when I was a kid were about $60 to buy on television,
That sounds about
and
right.
the ESPN Plus app is $10.99, so that's $10, and then or 11, whatever, and then the pay-per-views are going to charge $30 per pay-per-view or PLE. That's $40 a month people are spending to watch. Now, they'll definitely make the argument that, hey, it's not the $60, but it's a differential, but it's an argument in like, oh, we're offering you PLEs. Like, okay, but we also got all the PLEs, current and past, along with WCW, ECW, old WWE programming, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT, and all the other minor shows you guys do on the WWE network for $9.99 a month.
I missed that.
And the only reason why that we seem to believe that WWE stopped supporting it is because Vince McMahon thought that people weren't willing to pay for the subscription. But this was also at a time when WWE's product was very much declining hard, or the quality of it was declining. So I WWE will probably see this as whatever, we get money, we're getting paid, or we're getting paid by ESPN. ESPN and Disney are probably going to be definitely going to be asking the question at the end, what happened? Where are your viewers? Why aren't they buying the PLEs? And Triple H, please release the King of Kings, the game, and tell them, you stupid morons, they don't want to pay $40 a month because they're paying $10 a month for your stupid app that they don't want to pay for. Your assumption is that at least the parents of the kids watching it own ESPN Plus, but you don't know that. That is maybe that's probably going to be like 20-30% of the WWE audience. And so the other 70%, they have to get a new app. And then every month they have to pay $30 to watch the PLEs. My thoughts are that it's going to take a year or two, but I think we'll get to a point where we're happy. I don't know if we're going to get the WWE Network back. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I think in a couple years, they'll come up with a better solution that TKO can live with and we can live with.
Yeah, I just feel weird about the whole situation because like this is really going to change the way people take in WWE. And right now it's already weird having to jump through hoops. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to go to Netflix to watch Monday Night Raw. You got to have, like basic cable so you can watch the CW if you want to watch NXT. And then, you got to have cable or some sort of way to watch, Smackdown on USA's app. Then you got to have Peacock for all their PLEs. And now we're going to have to transition from that over to ESPN. Like it's like, man, you're asking us to pay a lot of money to follow your product. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Get your money, do whatever. Like I can't stop them from doing it, but I can have an opinion. And I'm like, that's just a lot of money to ask somebody to come and watch a product that you need us to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like you need us to watch this, and you're like, bro, you got us jumping through hoops. Like I get it. Like there's so much money out there that you can make, and they're making these big deals, and TKO is trying to really like make it to where WWE is working with channels like ESPN, you know what I'm saying, and they're looking for the next major move that's going to help put WWE into that next spot, that next echelon, but like when we're sitting over here looking at a business model that is similar to UFC, and here's the thing, I'd probably watch more UFC if it wasn't expensive to watch their shit. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the same thing with that we're looking at with WWE, and I do think they're going to turn a lot of people off. Voice, where are you at? What's some of your thoughts, bro?
No. So I remember back in the day, Vince's biggest thing with the WWE network was people were watching the older stuff. And in this day and age, you got to be on top of what's happening now, what's going on now. But do you? I don't think you do, especially with this company. This company can bet on itself. Why are you relying on Daddy ESPN? Why are you
Mm.
relying on anybody coming in and fucking taking up your product? And why in the fuck did you let Tony, whatever the fuck his name is, buy into this? Here's the thing. If you would just bet on yourself and you would put everything on one thing instead of all these different channels, you have this WWE network. You have that. And guess what? Now you've jumped the price up to $30 a month because you get the live Monday Night Raw. You get the live Smackdown. And hey, maybe even if you pay a $40, $50 a month, you could probably get some dark shows. We can start adding into some things. We could start doing new things. And guess what? You still have the library that you love from everything that we've bought in over the years. But yet you continue to rely on other companies coming in and buying your product for this amount of money and then going, well, I guess we got to follow what you say. Let's
Mm.
go. And
Mm.
you are legit killing yourself. And
Mm.
AEW, if you're sitting over there just being like, well, we don't got to do anything now. We could just sit here and everything will come to us.
Capitalize.
You're kind of wrong on that, because exactly what Howse just said, you have to capitalize on this.
Capitalize.
So you have to start making moves. And then when you make your product very easy to digest and be able to find, you're going to beat them. You will beat them, because that's going to force you to start writing storylines to keep that attention of what you just gained, because Captain Dickhead over here decided we're going to sign a 5-year contract with ESPN. Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck wants to see Roman Reigns on a fucking highlight reel of the top 10 plays of the week? Not me.
I don't care.
You're not sports, guys. You're entertainment. That's what the fuck you guys are. Live in that, because that's what we love you guys for. We're not out there collecting your cards and hoping, oh, I hope this contract ships them to this place. Get the fuck out of here. Just do wrestling. That's all you got to do. And quit bringing in these fucking nerds that just want to make money off of you. Bring in people who love your product.
Period.
Jeez.
Period. Like I gotta tell you, like, wrestling is such a great art form. You know what I'm saying? You guys know that. We wouldn't be here if we didn't think that. But like, I got to tell you, I'm concerned because the way they're positioning WWE, and if other places like AEW don't capitalize, like, this is your moment to come in and be like, hey, listen, we need to be the alternative. We need to be the wrestling company that's focused on wrestling. Do we still want to do entertainment stuff? Yes, because entertainment is a part of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? If you could bring in big names and do all that stuff, but stay in that lane, stay there. You know what I'm saying? Because like, WWE is it's slowly escaping, what we know wrestling to be. Like, and we're all just like, we gotta accept it, like the advertisements on the mats or whatever. I got no problem with it. Listen, I'm not complaining, bitching about that. I think it helps legitimize it. You even have New Japan Pro Wrestling, who's done that for years. They've always had all kinds of advertisements and stuff on their mat. So I don't hate that, but that is a way of bringing it to this commercialized, mainstream, pricing out your fan base, and only making it achievable to the upper echelon, because, you have Drewski that's showing up, and you have Cardi B that's showing up, and, you have Jelly Roll showing up, all these huge major stars, and now it's bigger than wrestling. Now it's a spectacle. It's a moment for people like Travis Scott to come in and sink their claws into this business and get a little rub for the moment, to where people are going to be like, because listen, people come to that. Don't you dare think for a second that celebrities don't come to wrestling to try to rebuild their image, because they most definitely do. They want people to look at him and be like, oh, I didn't know he was a wrestling fan. Now I like him now. It's the same thing. It happens all the time. I promise you it does.
It's
So
the
like,
cheap Mick Foley pop.
Exactly. You're trying to find a new fan base. Like Drake lightweight played around with it. I think
Yep.
Drake was like Drake was at some like I think he was at War Games or something like that. And Lil Yachty was trying to tell him like, listen, you need to come and become a wrestling fan. You need to follow wrestling because you can get some new fans off of that and kind of rebuild your image. And I don't think anything panned out from it. But I was like, bro, if I see more Drake at a Monday Night Raw or something like that, I might throw up because I know you're just and I don't hate Drake, but I can tell that you're just manufacturing a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to think that you're the cool wrestling guy, and all of a sudden you see him with title belts from when he was 6, and so and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't love it like we love it because if you
No.
loved it like we loved it, we would have seen you at shows years ago. You're just
Like
trying to
Macaulay
rebuild your
Culkin.
image. Exactly. You're just trying to rebuild your image, bro. So like I hate it. I would love to see AEW just really come back and listen. This is not about brand. I don't care about the tribalism shit. I care about wrestling. And because I care about wrestling, I say this and I mean it. I would love to see AEW catch WWE slipping and come and punch them in the mouth in about a year
yeah.
because that would be great for wrestling as a whole.
There's blood in the waters. There's blood in the waters. And fans, if you're out there and you go to a live WWE show and you see Drake out there,
Run, bitch! Run!
just run. Just run. Because that's scary. He ain't over in AEW, so go and buy all the tickets you want.
Let me.
I've been to AEW shows. Grun, have you?
No, I haven't. And
He said nope.
Nope, have not.
here's the thing. Like in 2020 and 2021, 2022 even, I probably would have wished I had gone. I don't anymore. AEW, yes, they could capitalize on this. They
I don't
could.
think they will.
And here is the problem. I've been saying it. I'm not going to stop saying it.
We're for hire, Tony.
Tony Khan is a moron. He is the purest form of what you get when you have a pro wrestling fan get with a lot of money, start their own promotion. They don't understand that, hey, these people like this guy, so why don't I push them? There's a reason why Ricky Starks, why Brian Pillman Jr., why Mariah May are no longer in AEW. There's a reason. And you could say, oh, it's money. Sure, it probably is money. Okay, it very well could be. The problem is that Tony Khan screwed them over and put a glass ceiling above them that would not break, that they were not allowed to break. So now they're in WWE, improving their craft, getting better, and being told, you want to make it? Prove it to us that you deserve to make it to the top.
True. But Grun, I'm not going to stick with a company that keeps pissing in my face and jacking up their prices for a product that's not worth it just because you signed with a 4-letter company. Fuck that. And I see Fighting's one you're saying in here, and yes, Grun did call him stupid, but Grun he has his beef with how Tony has operated. Yes, does he have the second largest wrestling company? For sure.
Yes, he does.
He's not a stupid man in that sense. Grun just hates some of the decisions that he's made. So that is the word that he used for it. Now, if Tony was smart, though, he would have never said those words of, we don't focus on storylines. That, to me, that was a dagger in so many people's hearts with Tony.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm definitely gonna let you get back to your point. But when he said that, I was like, then I don't need to watch your shit, bro.
Yeah.
I care about stories. Like as soon as you straight up told me you don't care about stories, then I don't care about you. That's it.
And here's how Tony Khan would get all of us to watch one of his pay-per-views. One. It is, ladies and gentlemen, we have Jon Moxley battling in a shark cage with sharks, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, a snake for some reason. There's guns, knives, and women are going to be dancing naked around the ring for no fucking reason. We're all tuning in. He's like, Is he on crack? We have to see if this actually happens.
I don't know if I'd tune into that, Grun.
I
don't think.
I'll hear the
look,
highlights
have-
on your show.
I mean, if
I
I
have
mean,
a
if there
morbid
was a good
curiosity.
story leading to it, I mean, I
Yeah,
might consider watching it.
if they told a compelling story, sure. Then now you got me, Grun. But yeah, the storytelling, and this might be what the kids are calling old people nowadays. But
Whatever.
as us as fans of this for lifelong, I mean, since I was 4, I've been running around like Hulk Hogan. You know, storytelling is what keeps me there. That's what keeps me rooting for you. That's what keeps me saying I like the bad guy over the good guy, or vice versa. Things like that is what we need. But
Mhm.
what we don't need right now in this fucking economy is price hikes on the entertainment that we use to escape this
Come
fucking
on.
life that we all are forced to fucking drag on with.
Come on. Come on. I'm stop pricing. Stop trying to price us out of what we love. Like that's what's pissing me off, bro. Like we have loved. Like you're trying to make it to where like it's a chore to watch wrestling, and like I get it. Like if you want to sit up there and actually see somebody bare knuckle brawl, scrap it out on UFC, you got to pay $80 a pop, and you got to pay this and this and that. That's cool, but like that's not what wrestling is about, bro. Like that's not. Money be damned. I get it. Like you're always gonna make your money, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, there's got to be some respect for the business and the way the business is presented and everything. And like wrestling with, and I say this with the utmost respect because I respect these people. Wrestling is a blue collar form of entertainment.
Yeah.
It is a blue collar form of entertainment. It is where your average hardworking American can sit down and escape the reality of work and family and stress and things of that. And you could enter this world, enter this universe where these titans fight over a championship gold belt. And it's about honor and respect and underhanded tactics. And you see all these different heroes and villains come together and fight in the same ring with the same amount of honor or dishonor, and it's always been that way for the regular American citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been that way, and you trying to take that away now? You trying to put a price on
Yeah.
that? Come on, bro. To me that sounds pretty gross.
Hey, Ribshot wants to know what pay-per-view that was, Grun, that you were describing.
Yeah, with the because I would like I said, if the story was right, like lead me to the story. But man, that was heavy.
He's throwing in Will Ocean spray.
You know-
He's throwing in everything in that
You know
one.
what? I actually don't know because I think Tony Khan has not gotten approval to make that pay per view yet.
No.
And I see fighting saying Tony Khan has shown that he is more than willing to do storylines. So when was the last time Nick Wayne had a compelling storyline? When was the last time
Well-
Hook had a compelling storyline?
I don't even think Hook's on TV.
Well, okay. Yes, Grun, you are right. You are picking out guys that don't have a storyline going.
Mhm.
I will say that since that remark, Fighting's one is correct. Tony has started exploring more storylines, but my issue with the storylines he's going with is they're not that like I don't care how many death matches John Moxley thinks that he needs to do in his life.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
simply don't. What I cared about was the Willow Nightingale story before Mercedes Moné came in. That I was hooked on that storyline. I loved the way she performed in a ring, but it seemed like when Monet came, Tony had a new toy he wanted to
Yep.
highlight.
Yep. And
I
that's
get
one
that.
of his that's one of his biggest, I'm sorry to interrupt, and that's one of his biggest problems, that Tony Khan style, was that he sees somebody like you should have already been pushing a Willow Nightingale, and then you have Monet coming in like, oh, let me focus on her. I don't like that tactic. But go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm okay with Monet being in AEW and trying to, make it outside of WWE.
Sure.
That's
sure.
perfectly fine to me.
No
And-
problem with that.
And if you want to highlight her in those ways, that's great too. But don't sacrifice the self-made talent that you were winning with. Like,
Boom.
that's why Willow is why I was tuning in on Saturdays. I was tuning in. I'm sorry, I'm a mark for Orange Cassidy. I like the way the dude wrestles. I think the gimmick is fun. But I'm a dude who enjoys Gangrel. I enjoy
Yeah. Yep.
wrestlers like that. I like
Those
the theatrics.
character work wrestlers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, corporate Taker when they were running with the ministry,
The corporate ministry was fire.
dude, I fucking loved it because of the pageantry of it, the way you guys brought me into a world. And I really do think AEW has that capability. But
I
you
think
have
they got a solid foundation on their roster and a window opportunity with WWE doing what they're doing, seemingly pricing out some of the fan base.
exactly. And I'm sorry, but like I know a lot of people like the Hurt Syndicate coming over and being a part of it, but it is proving exactly why sometimes Bobby Lashley and those guys and MVP, sometimes they need to just stop and just be like, look, we need to focus on building this up. And which, if you built up AEW over WWE in the next 2 years, you have climbed Mount Everest. Not just Darby, you have all climbed it. And you
Yeah.
can do that, but everybody has to fucking put their heads together and give us a
They got to have a generational run, bro.
exactly. You
They
got to
have
have
to
something.
have a generation. Like if you the timeline right now, and once again, this is all hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. We're just fooling around with this, but the timeline right now with WWE, some of their booking decisions have been a little bit weird. I mean, we all know about The Rock and Travis Scott and all that stuff, and how they've had to pivot, and they've turned the John Cena thing around. I will say that, and we're going to talk about that on the other side of this next break. But I want to say this: the timeline that they have is with WWE kind of misstepping on some bookings because of some things, but they're still keeping things fresh. Like with the Seth Rollins injury, I liked that, but if they get it done now, tighten up now. I have heard people saying that AEW, they're starting to put together some decent weekly episodes. Nothing great. Like people were telling me, like, listen, you need to check out this past Wednesday's Dynamite. I'm like, all right, I might throw it on. We'll see, but they said it was a good one. But that's where you build. Do it every week. Do it every Wednesday. Keep it compelling. Keep having good clips that's going to send people in. And by the time WWE moves over to ESPN, which will be about March of next year, so probably they're going to blow this thing up real big for like WrestleMania, ESPN, blah, blah, blah. By that time, you're going to have to get punched in the mouth by WrestleMania because WrestleMania is WrestleMania. And then you got to keep writing solid television through WrestleMania. Don't have too many lulls because the hype of WrestleMania is going to drown out AEW. It is. It is. That's facts. But give it a month or two after WrestleMania when things kind of wind down with WWE. You start to go to AEW All In, and that's where you're kind of focusing on your stuff. That's where you got to stay consistent, really pop off, do some big things, and maybe you can take some of that fan base that they're going to lose to ESPN.
I I like what you're saying. Fighting's one saying Edge and Christian might be able to start that fire.
I
Grun,
say no.
yeah, I already knew because I seen you see it in there. I know you're saying no, but let me pitch you this idea. What if in the next month we know we have Christian? He's been playing this father character to the world, if you
Yeah,
will.
really.
You have Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever they're calling him today, over there doing his thing. Let's say they get younger talents and they do that again. They start mentoring those talents, and those talents throughout this little mentorship, they start gaining prestige. Maybe enough to where they get the idea that maybe they should co-manage them as a tag team. They put them together as a tag team, and then that tag team gets really fucking good. They get the titles, and then they turn on Edge and Christian, and they send Edge and Christian out. in which Edge and Christian can go backstage and do what they do best and tell us stories, because they have told us stories out throughout the years, and they were compelling stories. All you got to do is go back and watch old Monday Night Raw shit when they were running around with the Brood and up into where they did the Edge and Christian tag team. It was a fucking compelling tag team. Some fucking fell in love with them. I was one of them. But you have them do that mentorship. You have them mold some of these guys, in which that tag team division of AEW becomes solid, well-rounded, much like the women's division in WWE or the men's division in WWE. You start gaining more ground of the fans that WWE is losing, because you're going into the world of guys like me who love tag team wrestling. And outside of that, that goes into Moxley. Stop doing the fucking death matches. Just do a match. And let's have Moxley do a actual match against somebody that is of importance. I would love to see him and Swerve actually go at it without a bunch of blood and violence. I think they do great work without all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
The shit Sabu said was trash wrestling, and he did a lot of it. But that man also said the thing that made him the most famous was considered by him and RVD and many others just trash matches, because it wasn't wrestling. It wasn't what you are taught. It's not what it's something. It's that artist going outside and being like, let's fucking put a splash of color there instead. And it may not be for everybody, but some people do like it. But AEW, they have a chance, Grun. And I know you're on that horse, but they do have a chance. And if they capitalize on it, we could be watching AEW and commenting more on that.
So I think that that sometimes my opinion can get lost in my frustrations with AEW. My frustrations, let me make it very clear, it is not with, do I think that they don't have talent? I think their talent, if you did compare them to WWE's talent, it is neck and neck as to how much talent is in both rosters between WWE and AEW. Absolutely, AEW has a tremendous roster of talent. That is not in question. They have amazing people like Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Kenny Omega, the Jacksons, Edge and Christian, Samoa Joe, incredibly knowledgeable individuals that want to pass on their knowledge to the younger generations. And I have faith that if Edge and Christian were allowed to do exactly what you're saying, it would be flawless. It would be beautiful. It would be an amazing story, eventually putting over a young tag team. My faith is not lost in the roster. My faith is lost in Tony Khan keeping his hands off of it. Because
Totally fair.
That's fair. That is legit fair. But sometimes when your enemy makes a mistake, it makes you realize that maybe you need to change a course, especially if you have a bunch of generals in which you just named. Because if those aren't your generals in that locker room, you're doing
Then you're really clueless. You're really clueless.
And all it takes is a Samoa Joe getting in your ear and saying, hey, look, this is how it's laid out. We can run with this. And yes, Nick, I see what you're saying. I'm not saying Edge is retiring anytime soon. But what I am saying is if you played into that storyline, you could have a really good feud going on, because not only would this tag team turn on Edge and Christian, but Edge and Christian would have to link up and do a tag team to get retribution back on them. And if you're saying, oh, I want to see Edge and Christian as a tag team, you're a fucking liar. You're just a fucking liar, because everybody wants to see Edge and Christian as a tag team.
They've made it clear their career will end with the two of them having a match together. Now, the question, of course, is it one-on-one, one more one-on-one match between the two of them, or are they going to end their wrestling careers the way they started it, and that is ending it together as a tag team? And they absolutely could. At the same time, like, there is questions around Edge's contract with AEW. that supposedly it's up in October, supposedly. So so I think it's possible that I honestly don't know if this is going to happen, but maybe it does. One final match with John Cena, because really that's the only way to make this retirement tour perfect.
Look at that. He fucking angled in John Cena,
I
folks.
had to. I had to.
He hooked
Edge,
it in there, didn't he?
the Edge John Cena feud is the one that was a big part of why I became a
Grun,
wrestling fan.
I love you, and I wish that would make your little baby Philly heart grow, but it's not gonna happen.
Probably not.
He's not gonna be back.
I
I don't think so.
Tony Khan's-
I'll say this though, because it's so interesting that Grun brought that up, because Chris Van Vliet was talking about that on his podcast, talking about, who would be a great last opponent for Cena? It'd be Edge, but
Yeah.
the circumstances, that's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
And then I started looking into it. Do you realize this is crazy, y'all? I promise you guys this is crazy. John Cena and Edge are considered to be some of each other's greatest rivals. Like
Yeah,
the John
believe
Cena
that.
and Edge rivalry, legendary. But here's another fact. These two haven't wrestled each other since 2009.
Oh my god,
That's crazy.
that is.
That means they're considered to be one of the greatest rivals, and they haven't touched in, oh my gosh, like
They and
10 plus years.
Could you
No, go ahead.
Could you imagine though? Let's say his contract ended in AEW last year, and he spent this whole up to now, not doing anything. I don't think we would have seen Brock.
No, definitely
No.
not. I don't think so.
I think they would have given this whatever they're going to do with Brock. I think they would have given it to Edge.
That honestly probably would have been juicier.
Oh, look, despite all the controversy, whatever you want to say, whatever you may think about the court case, if we would have heard Edge's music, people would have lost their shit.
I would have totally, yeah. And plus, like the world that like you like to say, like the world that they like to play in, like I think that Edge and Cena could play in such an interesting world, and it's going to be a lot more meat on the bone than Cena and Brock, because Brock don't like like here, whatever you think about Brock Lesnar or whatever, but he's can put on a great wrestling match, but the dude just has storytelling. It's just like, hey, I'm just coming in, I'm gonna slam him, I'm gonna beat your ass, and that's it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think that Edge and Cena could really, like, on the mic, tell you a much better story and make it
most
much
definitely.
better.
And WWE, in my opinion, hindered Brock back in the day, because when he was doing his little comedy spots, he was actually like getting over with the fans in that sense. And now that they just like formed him into the walking fucking brick wall that nobody can beat, it's kind of hard to have him do comical spots. But again, I will say, Edge, in my opinion, Edge would have been the guy to bring in on that moment.
Yeah. Listen, this
shut up, fire bars. You asshole.
I'm hurt. You get look. Edge does have one of the greatest entrance themes of all time, but at the same time, he has been a fantastic wrestler his entire career. I mean, do you think a TLC match would be as famous if Edge and Christian weren't?
He's trolling you. He's trolling us, man.
He's definitely trolling us.
I see no emo.
You're jumping in the fucking boat with
right
them.
in
You're just like, hey, want to take a picture, fisherman?
Oh man! All right, guys. All right. Let's. Speaking of fishermen, we're gonna reel it on in, because, guys, that was a great discussion we had. Broke it all down and really formed a really great conversation about AEW's chances against WWE if they played their cards right and had a generational run. I loved what that formed into. But, guys, we got to take a break. We got to pay a few bills, because when we come back, we had Smackdown go down. It was in Canada, and I got to tell you, that crowd was on fire. And we got John Cena's next situation going on. We are going to talk about that on the other side of this break. But first, once again, we're going to do that. We're going to let you know what Pope's got going on, and then we're going to tell you where you can get your IYH merch, and we will be right back.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster t-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster tees is where IYH live.
Did House freeze up?
I think he did.
I think he did.
Rip.
All right. Well, we're back. We had a great discussion there. Hopefully he'll get his shit linked up. But all right, Grun. So I think we were gonna jump into some Smackdown talk.
Yes, I think so.
That should be fun. That's your realm, right?
It is, yeah.
I'm right now watching the rest of Smackdown. I'm up to the tag team match with Logan. Oh, it looks like it's a triple. Wait, is it a tag match?
So the tag team. So if you're talking about the main event, it was.
There's Cody.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was the main event match was a tag team match where Cody Rhodes teamed up with John Cena to take on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, they it seems like a decent match. Disqualification, I believe. In the ending. But you're the Smackdown guy, so why don't you take over and let us know about the Smackdown of past?
Well, we got Super Cena making his super entrance once again. And to start off the show, R-Truth has gone back to his lovable, happy, be life is good ways. John Cena mistaken R-Truth for heel John Cena for 5 months, saying that R-Truth made a Brussels kid cry.
Oh shit!
Like this is definitely going to be some good television. I think we're going to see more segments with John Cena and R-Truth from now on. And it's going to be hilarious. Yeah.
So they're gonna you're saying that you think they're gonna play into that that relationship that was built for goddamn years upon years.
I think so, yeah.
And it was really one of the highlights of his retirement tour.
It really
was. It was like it would definitely be in the top 3 moments of his retirement year.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fact that now they're back to it and it's fun. It's a fun thing, that's to me, that's what I love about wrestling. Those moments, and it seems like they're giving us the last moments of John Cena, and then they're going to take wrestling away from all of us, at least the PLEs. Damn. So what else unfolded during that interaction?
Well, during that interaction, we also got confirmation of who John Cena's opponent will be at Clash in Paris.
Oh no, who did we get?
Unfortunately, it was not Brock Lesnar.
No,
It's not our truth,
no.
and it's not Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you would think one of those
You
three
would
would have
think
been kind of okay.
you think that'd be fun
Well,
because
who was it, Grun?
it was the Maverick. Logan Paul has been selected.
Oh, that long staining feud that they had back in the day. They're
Yeah.
bringing that back, are they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I definitely understand people's frustration with this, but you know what? Like Logan Paul, and we've admitted it on IYH. The entire team has admitted it. Logan Paul is a jackass. He's an asshole. He's a troll. He's all these things, and yet when he said that he's going to do this full time and was going to improve his craft, he's kind of kept up with his entire promise.
Yeah.
He's kind of great at this.
He definitely, as we say here, gets it. He
Yep.
understands what he's supposed to do. And I can look outside of that ring, we don't really try to focus on what these guys do because that's not what we're there for. But honestly, if I'm looking at this and I was the booker, I would make it to where Logan Paul goes up against Brock Lesnar. And I would make it because I would have Logan Paul be like, who do you think you are, upstaging me in the moment? Just doing that Logan Paul shit, and then Brock going at him in Paris. Let's have that happen. But for some reason, I'm thinking if they were like, hey, Brock, we're going to Paris for the next PLE, I don't think he would be like, yeah, I'm going. Let's go. Something about him doesn't seem like he's going to be going there. But that's where I would go with this, honestly.
I like it. And you know what? Let's make a quick comparison to LFG. We both agree that BJ Ray is a complete piece of shit in LFG, and yet he's still there on season 2 and still has a contract with WWE or specifically the Performance Center because, like Bubba Ray said, people will definitely pay to see you wrestle good, but people will pay more to see a jackass get beat up.
Exactly. And I think you could unintentionally build Brock up a little because we're getting this Brock versus Cena.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's happening.
Yeah, I don't know who I would have gave Cena though in Paris.
It's hard because, like we said earlier, some of his best opponents are not with the WWE anymore, or in Kurt Angle's case, just can't physically do it anymore, or at least not at the level that would be respectable to the fans. They don't seem to have any intention on doing AJ Styles versus John Cena, which it sucks, but at the same time, like, I'm not too mad about it because that might derail the momentum AJ's building up for his retirement tour. Okay, Fire, I see that you've got a problem with me. Like, okay, look, I would definitely pay to see Brock Lesnar beat somebody up that has no business being in WWE ring as well. Okay, I'd pay to see Brock Lesnar beat up Travis Scott. Okay, so
these guys are getting wild now.
They are getting wild.
They found your button, Grun,
yeah,
and I think they're hitting on it.
I
would pay to see you go against Brock.
Look, I'm not gonna say that people wouldn't pay, but I'd be like, yo, Brock, look, I get it, but I'm gonna need about 45%. of what you are going to get paid.
First off, you think the Beast is going to even talk to you before this match?
No.
He's just going to have a match with you, and whatever happens and whatever you get, you should be thankful for.
Well, thank you, Fire. I'm glad that you don't have a problem with me, okay? Because sometimes,
He thinks you would win.
You think I'd win? I mean, look, if I did, it would have to be a Fuego del Sol kind of win where just randomly get a roll up pin, and then I'd have to fucking book it, run, steal a car, get as far away from Brock Lesnar as quickly as possible. Okay.
Yeah, you would have to pull your own Paris screw job over Brock Lesnar. All right. So Grun, honestly, I think I would give it to McIntyre. I would let him build a little feud in which he's tired, wanting to take out the old guard and prove that he is the one to challenge Cody. We've seen him look at that title and then deliver that Claymore to Cody at the end of that. So
the Scottish legend killer.
I think it would hit. What's up, Howse? You're back. We just started discussing the beginning of Smackdown.
Sure.
We were discussing how I threw out the idea that we have, instead of Logan Paul versus Cena in Paris, maybe we have Brock versus Logan Paul.
Ooh.
And then we have McIntyre versus Cena. Let McIntyre build up a little storyline in which he wants to take out the old guard in Cena and prove that he's ready to take on Cody, because at the end of that Smackdown, we've seen the delivering of the Claymore into Cody, while very nasty.
I got thoughts on that. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, we were just like hitting those topics. We haven't really gotten too far into it. Besides the opening with Cena. So go ahead and take over, my friend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys jumping in and taking over. Had some computer issues here, but of course, we're talking SmackDown. And man, I got to tell you, I know Grun checked it out. I know we were talking a little bit about it in the Discord. It came up, and I got to tell you, man, they were there in Canada. And the truth of the matter is this: like, that crowd was fire. It was a really good crowd for a solid episode of SmackDown. And solid, I don't mean that in a backhanded way or anything like that. It was you got to have solid episodes. So I think that episode was solid. But I got to tell you, man, John Cena coming down to the ring, the pop for the run to the ring, the way he delivering his promos, like, it very much was like he didn't do anything different than the stuff that he did back in like 2010 or 2011. It was just we were rebelling against him then. But man, the way that people responded to him, it felt like Vince was probably crying in a corner somewhere, like, why didn't you respond to him like that in 2009? But it felt so good because, like, John Cena was being John Cena and rallying the troops, and the troops were getting behind him, and it just felt good. It felt right. Grun, I know you was loving it, man. What did you think about the John Cena promo at the beginning?
Dude, it was perfect. It was exactly how you want John Cena to go for the rest of his retirement tour. And I get it, Josh, he's fully against this version of John Cena. He wants our hearts to be broken.
The heel Cena was fun, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
It was fun. Great. It was great. It was just that it wasn't going to get Cody Rhodes over, and that had to be the goal. It has to get Cody Rhodes over.
Yeah.
I get Cody. Yeah.
I promise you were the guy booing The Rock when he was feuding with Hulk Hogan.
He's trying
I
to
don't remember. Yeah. I actually got behind The Rock because I love a good heel.
Yeah.
And that was like the first real like in your face heel turn. We all knew The Rock was a bad guy in certain situations.
Right.
But when it came to Hogan and then the crowd like loving Hogan, yeah, I love a good heel. And The Rock, he does a great heel.
Yeah, you need great heels, which is
you
why
have to.
Yeah, which is why Logan Paul makes such a great opponent for John Cena.
It does. It does. I get you in that just because they hated, but god damn, I would love to see him against Brock.
Yeah, I
think
gotta.
that's going to make more money.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we're gonna get that.
okay, so let's stay there real quick because we know that John Cena, he doesn't have much dates left. I think he's at like 11 dates left.
11 dates left now.
I got to tell you guys, and Voice, I'll get some of your thoughts on it. We'll pivot to you. I didn't think, I don't know how I feel about Logan Paul being one of John Cena's final opponents. It's unexpected. I'll say this because I expect Cena to go back to some of his, his greatest hits. I just didn't see Logan Paul being in the mix. But Voice, what's your thoughts on it, man? As far as Cena, I know that you're not a huge fan of the face turn Cena, but like I know who you are a fan of is Logan Paul and the way he's positioned with the company. So where are you at with this situation right now?
Uh, I mean, we're going back to the old story history between Logan Paul and John Cena, so we're rehashing that. It doesn't make sense to me. I get where Grun's coming from, and we need a heel. He's one of the top heels right now
Top.
to do this. But if you have 11 days left and it's limited, I mean, that's 11 days. Like, who do you put in those matches? Who do you put in up against him? Logan Paul, I'm not sure. If I'm going someone new, I would have done a Dominic. I would have done Dominic Mysterio. If I'm going new guys, if you did not have Brock Lesnar show up, I would not be so much on this Brock versus Logan Paul. I just think Logan Paul playing the asshole, walking out there and being like, who the fuck do you think you are, reining in on this parade of my friend and doing all this, and then Brock just being Brock and just being like, fuck you, F5, boom, instant.
He get over. He like you wanna immediately make Brock Lesnar a baby face. F5 Logan Paul.
Yeah, because honestly, it doesn't make sense. You showed Brock Lesnar for what? So Logan Paul can have a match with John Cena in Paris?
Yeah, it was a little weird, right?
So what are we doing? I mean, I know there's rumors that his daughter says she wants to be in the WWE next year.
Oh wow.
Wait, repeat that. What?
There's rumors going around right now that I believe her name is Maya Lesnar.
Yeah, yep.
Has said that she wants to be inside training and becoming a WWE superstar next year.
Oh Lord, help us.
Oh my God.
The women's division's dead. It is dead. We got Bailey Humphrey, who's working her way up in WLFG, and now you're telling me that the offspring of the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, who has shown very much she is a large woman, is going to try and become a WWE superstar, likely going to succeed as well. That roster's dead. Tiffany, run. Everybody run.
Everybody's got to run. That's crazy.
Stephanie, Julia, run for the fucking hills. Get the fuck out now.
And she's definitely a college athlete, so she has the training. She has the endurance to be able to go through and learn this shit. Like,
oh God, yeah.
If this is true, and this is not just the internet trying to hype up some salational story, this is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to this. This would be awesome. What do we got? Fireballs is already shooting shit at Grun again.
Yeah,
he would destroy it. She'd destroy any one of us, Firebars. What are you talking about?
She would.
I would run, steal a car, a motorcycle. I don't even know how to drive a motorcycle. I'd fucking learn real quick.
You learn real quick, bro. Oh man. All right. Let's stay with SmackDown here because once again, I thought it was a pretty decent show. But let's move to the women's tag team situation, because we're seeing the continuation of, we're not friends with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and now we're seeing, Chelsea Green play her role into it. They had a match, and I was actually like really excited to see this match, because it's not very often that you get to see Chelsea Green go one on one with Charlotte Flair. And I just think like that match right there, like that's sneakily like a marquee match right there. In some like that's a marquee match in some situations. Like Chelsea Green, who is I mean, the fan base loves her for the work that she does, loves her for specifically a lot of her character work, because her charisma is off the charts. And then, one of the purest athletes and purest wrestlers in Charlotte Flair. I mean, you put that together, that could potentially hold a storyline for me. You know what I'm saying? With Chelsea doing what she does on the mic, and just bringing the best out of Charlotte on the mic, and then Charlotte brings the best out of her in the ring. And that just seems like a recipe right there. It did end up being a whole thing where it's Alexa Bliss's birthday, so they did a whole little celebration. And I got to say this, I am liking seeing this new light of Charlotte Flair, where she's, being a little bit more fun, still being herself, saying, I'm now I will allow you to hug the queen now. She's like, come on, give me a hug. Come on, give it to me. And I'm like, it's entertaining to me. I enjoy it. And once again, it's just Charlotte Flair really giving an attempt to be something different. And I respect it, because once again, we shot her a lot of shit. And then in interviews, she said, we talked about it on the show. She said it in interviews. I want people to see more Ashley. I want people to see more, me. And you know what? She's not just saying that in interviews. She's actively showing us that in the ring. And I respect the hell out of that. I thought it was a good segment. I thought it was fun. And now you have both these women who can now show up on both Raw and SmackDown. Grun, where were you at with that segment?
You know what? I thought overall the segment was good. It was enjoyable, and yeah, it's a weird time when Charlotte Flair is succeeding as a baby face. I'm never
Yes,
going to get over that.
man.
That is never going to sit right. Like she's getting over as a baby face, and pretty much being exactly how she's always been. It's just I, I don't know how you did it, WWE. Apparently, you have some witchcraft over there in WWE. Okay, just hey, use that witchcraft to get ESPN to change up their deal, or better yet, use the witchcraft to get TKO to reactivate the WWE network.
Bring back the WWE network. Bring back
Please, bring it back.
Bring it back.
We loved it. Okay,
Yeah.
we did not. Okay, we stopped. We unsubscribed because we thought it would teach Vince McMahon to improve the product. We didn't think he'd kill the WWE network.
Oh, I miss the WWE network.
Yeah. But then we had a Charlotte Flair versus a Chelsea Green match, which is solid, and had again another fun spot where Chelsea Green ate some of the cake.
Yeah. Yep. No, it was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. Once again, part of a fun SmackDown in Montreal, where the crowd was just fun and enjoying every moment of it. Now, I got to throw it over to my guy Voice here and get some of his thoughts on it. Big time Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss critiquer, just like myself. I said it, I stand behind it. But man, I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the way they're positioning them right now. But I gotta ask Voice, where are you at currently with this tag team?
They're doing what they were supposed to. They're getting each other over. Both are playing into the world that they're both creating, and it's refreshing to see stars like Charlotte be able to take the criticism instead of eternalize it. She figured out a way to work with it and get over it, get above it, rise above it. I still think we need to go with the Ashley. I think that's who we're seeing right now.
Sure, yeah.
It's definitely refreshing to see that Bliss is actually working well in this, and making me enjoy this tag team when they are doing work.
Mhm.
I think we're getting into a realm of people understanding that not everybody out there on the internet's trying to critique you and make you feel shitty about yourself. Some of
Yep.
us, like me and House, who have been very critical of Charlotte since her comeback, uh, that you didn't fold under the pressure. You took the criticism and you ran with it. Not saying that you specifically tuned into us and was like, oh, let me take notes on what these assholes are saying. No, you fucking figured it out. You got through it. Whatever you did to get yourself to this level. And sometimes it does take that other person being that you can bounce off of to show you that you shine too. And Bliss is proving the fact that she is that beam for Charlotte right now. So congratulations to them. Chelsea Green, you're phenomenal. If you ever see anything that we do when we're talking about you, you are just fucking phenomenal at what you do. And God, you're a national treasure. We fucking love what you're doing. Just keep being you.
Yeah, yeah, I could have said it better myself as far as Chelsea Green. Somebody, I just have so much respect for Chelsea Green just because, like, she gets it, like, and she proved it on this episode of SmackDown where she's like, "Oh, I have to have a cake in my face. Cool, that's fine. I've got." She said it a million times. I'll do whatever it takes to enhance the story to get talent over. Chelsea Green understands her role, and for that, I forever respect Chelsea Green and the way she views the business. She's just amazing and an incredible talent to watch in ring and do her thing. So yeah, two greats in my opinion. Chelsea Green and Charlotte Flair went up against, and to me that's like that flies under the radar for a lot of us because it just happened on a random SmackDown or whatever. But we got a chance to see Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair, and that's just cool to me. That just
Yeah.
is. But man, I got to tell you, once again, on an episode of SmackDown where the crowd was hot, I will say this. But another thing I will say is that I'm in a weird spot right now because you have the Motor City Machine Guns. They're going up against the MFTs. We saw JC Mateo and Tala Tonga, and it looks like they're going to be entering the tag division. They're going to be moving into that, and the Motor City Machine Guns got fed to them, which makes sense because it's like, oh, we're trying to build up Tala Tonga and JC Mateo, and we need them to pick up a big win against a team that's great in the tag team division, and that's also going to make them look good. Motor City Machine Guns plug and play in any situation, but I gotta say this: Tala Tonga and JC Mateo, oralists, bro, especially JC Mateo. And like, don't get me wrong, I know his indie work or whatever. He's great. They got this and that. God, like this incarnation of the bloodline, the MFTs, outside of honestly Solo, is just so mediocre. Like it just screams mediocrity. I mean, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. We don't do that here. It's just not. But like, come on, I just need somebody to. Am I wrong for thinking that voice? Where are you at?
No, you're not wrong at all. They're there because of their bloodline and how big they are.
Yep.
That's I mean, Jeff Cobb. Come on, man.
Oralist, no or at all.
You
Like,
bore me. You
If-
just bore me, dude.
if-
You're just big.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even argue with you because like Jeff Cobb, like, look, it was really cool. He had a great match with John Moxley when he debuted in AEW. Granted, it was a one off, but you know what? But they made Jeff Cobb feel like a big deal,
yeah,
and that was great. Okay, see, I just complimented AEW.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
You
gave
did.
them a compliment, and because they earned that compliment.
This just in, hell froze over.
Yep. JC Mateo, yes, like it was. I thought like, oh, this is gonna be good. Oh no, he's kind of just he just kind of muscles like, okay, well. And then I did some research. He's 42. I'm like, oh, so he doesn't have a lot of years left, anyways. So
Oh God!
it's like God. All
What
right.
a
Well,
bad investment.
What about Tree?
what?
What about Tree?
Hikaleo.
Tree, he's I think barely
He's a
30.
tree.
Yeah, the Tree. He's barely 30.
No, that's all he is. That's all he does. He's just a tree.
I mean,
This dude has no charisma. Like,
Oh, and how'd you mess up Hikaleo? Like the chokeslam was
Yeah.
boring too. It was boring. How old is Hikaleo? How
let
old
me,
is this
let me,
man?
I'm about to find out for you right now.
I need to know if this is a good investment or not.
He's 34.
Okay, he's got some years. He got some time. But
he
man,
better be
Jeff
getting that
Cobb at
DDT yoga.
man for real, Jeff Cobb at 42. Oh, what a bad investment. Oh, I don't know what the deal they put him on, but oh man, because he's like Timu Bronson Reed, bro. Like he's freaking like that's what he is, bro. I'm sorry. Like I get it. I know your indies, your indie accolades and whatnot. Fantastic wrestler. Listen, bro, if you were wrestling in my backyard, I wouldn't open the blinds. It's boring, bro. He's just boring.
Seen it so many times.
I think the problem has been that they've seen like the Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
Mhm.
They obtained so much wild success and popularity in New Japan and all over the world on the indies that they thought, well, I mean, come on, like it should be easy for them to get over in the WWE.
But
But
that's stupid thinking because
is.
those fan bases are totally different.
And that is
bingo.
That is definitely something that WWE has learned because now look at 99% of the people that WWE bring in now after Jade Cargill are told go to NXT. We need to find out if we can get you over. We need to find out how much work we have to do with you. Zelina or Stephanie Vicar and Julia were extremely lucky. They got over extremely quick and understood what they had to do and how they had to change immediately. They got extremely lucky. Ricky Starks or Saints, Ethan Page, they're in NXT. Because they needed a little bit more work, but you know what? They ain't complaining because fans love them.
Yeah, because they are doing the words of, I believe it was JFK, ask not what you can do for your wrestling promotion, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can I?
Let's see what you're doing. And that's what Ricky's doing. He's putting asses in the seats because people want to see it. That's what a lot of these guys are doing. And if you want to bring up Jade, I'm sorry, but that last shit I seen with her at backstage, if you went to acting, get your money back because no one taught you how to act. You are supposed to be a dominant force, and you standing there just shaking your head and just being like, well, oopsie doodles, like get the fuck out of here. That storm is nothing more than just a light drizzle, and you don't got to worry about it. Don't even take a jacket, fans, because you're not going to get that wet.
Michin had 5 seconds in that segment, and
it
and
count.
I'm more interested in what happens with Michin because, like, well, you know what? She might get that title shot, and even if she loses, you know what? Maybe Kiana James says, "Look, I can help you become better. I can help you improve." And now you have a storyline. Does Michin say no? Because I mean, she hasn't been achieving much success, but she's getting TV time. She's getting those 5 seconds, and she's trying to capitalize them as best as she can, and she's at least keeping people interested.
She's doing her job.
Yep.
You just said it.
I'm telling you, man. You talk about 5 minutes. Michin took 5 seconds. All she needed was that very small little window opportunity to be entertaining and have me be like, whoa, what's she doing with that card? Like, come on. That's how you do it, man.
And look at all the energy Jade put into her spot in that, and it did not pay off.
You're being gifted time, and you can't maximize it.
Oh.
You have Michin who's been consistent and she's like had to reinvent herself and do this and do that. And she came in just like boom, like a comedy character. You might not take that, but I'm gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and take that real quick. And I was like, you just like somebody who's not getting fed like the opportunities that Jade is, man.
Yep.
Like, and you're taking that very, very minuscule amount of time and maximizing it. That's why Michin needs to be, if anybody is going to take it off Julia in time, not soon, but if anybody's going to be the one, let it be Michin. Let it be Michin.
It's got to be somebody either who has been fighting tooth and nail to get over, like Michin, or it has to be someone coming up from NXT. Either one of those two, and you protect Michin from not getting that title, you protect her momentum from getting hurt because fans are not going to be focused on that. They'll be focused on Sol Ruka getting the Women's United States title over Julia. They'll be more focused on that. They'll be happy about that.
Whereas, get you on that.
Yeah,
to me, I would love we just had a series with Lyra and Becky. Why can't we give Michin and Julia a series and then eventually have Michin get it? You know, I love what they do, but then again, I hate what they do because if they don't capitalize on Michin capitalizing on that moment, what are we doing in wrestling? What are we doing? You reward the people who give more to the company and promote it and put it on their backs, because now people are tuning in, because now you're seeing that blue collar worker who's going to take the advantages you are given. And if you're not going to use them, then somebody else is going to come up and pick it up. And that's what we're seeing with Jade. And that might be the story they're trying to tell, but that's a horrible story to tell with that woman.
I don't know, man. Like I was thinking this, and I was thinking this yesterday because I knew we were going to come on here and I knew we were going to talk about Smackdown. I was sitting over there grilling out, and I was just having thoughts about what am I going to say? What am I going to say about this and that? And like, one thing came to my mind and it stuck with me, and now it's just coming back to me because we're talking about her, and that's Jade. When Jade came on my screen, bro, I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like not even like, it's not even hating. Like, I was just like, well, I'm not interested in you.
Exactly.
You lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me. Like, I was trying, like, okay, let me see what you could do. And then like and it was already like we were teetering like, oh, if she doesn't have a good match at Evolution, then she's further in the doghouse with us. And then she bounced back at Evolution, and then she has bad promos, and then it's like, oh, I'm tired. Like that. I know I've said it before, but like the back and forth, I'm just fatigued with it, and I'm just like, you know what, Jade, I'm done fooling around with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just not interested anymore.
Can I ask you a question, Howse? Because
Sure.
you dive in the world of music, you dive in the world of entertainment, being in promotions, things like that. To me, from what I've learned from listening to some of my favorite people who do a lot of different forms of entertainment, a lot of it with crowd work is beats. You have to work within the beat. So it's bump, 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 bump. You can't be out there doing jazz when everybody's expecting you to play bluegrass.
Right.
You can't be doing that. And that's what I see with Jade. She's wanting to mold herself as opposed to mold the moment and be a figure inside that moment, like a Lego set that you complete. She wants to be the Lego as opposed the piece to the whole Krusty the Clown set, and that's fine, but that's not going to get you any type of momentum. See not only what Michin did for herself, she did for Jade. She took away from Jade. So negative or positive, she did something for Jade. She took something away from her, and in which she put herself in a position in which Julia, if I'm Julia, I'm worried about a competitor like Michin, because you just proved to me you're going to take whatever it is to get to the top.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm just thinking what you're saying here as far as like Jade, and I was working through it in my mind, and I'm like, is Jade you're how she is just centered around who she is and not the moment. I feel like Jade is like overly manufactured.
Yeah.
She is manufactured. Like she's a brand.
Yep.
She's not like she doesn't strike me as like to me, Mi Chin like is a character. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like she even Logan Paul, who is a brand, has integrated into being a character.
Yeah.
Jade still feels like just a manufactured brand. Like she's just there to be like, "Hey, I'm here to win my match and make sure you follow my softball team and this and that is just and a storm is coming. That's the catchphrase. Don't forget that." Like it just feels like overly manufactured, almost kind of like Ryback. Whoa, whoa, we don't have to, whoa,
Hey, don't
entering a
get him
bad
on us.
territory right there. We're entering a bad territory right there when I talk about over manufactured meatheads that was just to go out there and have 5-minute matches and he just told you feed me more and follow my nutrition and stuff like that. Whoa, we're starting to get into a scary situation where
Yep.
we're like talking about is Jade Cargill like the female version of Ryback?
It's a good
I
question.
mean, to
Oh,
be fair, Ryback at least got over and maintained it. I'll say he maintained it because really he didn't have to do much more than what he was doing. Now, yeah, he also stepped on some toes and kind of screwed himself.
he definitely
But
screwed himself. But I will say this, I like the switch up when he did the bully character for a little
yeah,
bit. That kind of hit for a minute.
It did.
it did.
When he wore the vest or whatever and just
It
went
made
around bullying
sense
smaller
though.
talents, it
Yeah.
made sense for him.
Yeah.
He looked like the
What?
type.
Tell me one thing throughout Jade's career that made sense.
Tag teaming with Bianca?
It didn't make really that much sense. Besides, you're trying to get her over. If that's where we're going, I'll accept it.
Look, I with that I think like it makes sense because Bianca, she didn't really there wasn't much for her to do. So teaming with Jade gives her something to do, potential for storyline, which did lead to the new Naomi that we have now.
Okay.
Who's
Well,
It did. Hang on,
it
let me
did.
just let me bring this in here because the way you're seeing it, Grun, you're looking at it as like this is how it works logically wrestling wise and like how are we going to make Bianca's been in the title scene for so long. How are we going to get Jade going? Of course, put him with a tag team. But then I think the way Voice is looking at it, which you guys are both right, if this is what I'm correct, is that Jade Cargill is supposed to be a monster character. She shouldn't want to tag team with anybody.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That
She does not want to be friends with nobody. She's supposed to be a destroyer.
Yeah. You're the information center at the middle of the mall, letting us know where to go. That's exactly where we're both at. And that's exactly what I was going to say. Grun's looking at it from that angle. This is how I'm looking at it. And she should have been a dominant singles competitor. But to
Yes.
me, all that showed was from day one, WWE did not believe in her.
Man, when you had to be like, oh God, we're not sure what her actual talent level is. We have no clue what her actual talent level is. But we know that we've seen some highlight videos where she looked really. But whoever was scouting Jade from from WWE, whatever plant they had over there in AEW, I don't know if they wasn't watching full matches, or maybe they were just looking at highlights, or maybe they were looking at the internet buzz or whatever. Brother, you need to be fired because you didn't really do WWE any favors by bringing her in, and now like they're in a way that, man, I hate to sound like this, but I got to keep it real. Like they're kind of stuck with her right now.
Yeah.
Like they're
yeah.
stuck with her right now. And like what can we do to maximize this investment? How can we make Jade more marketable? What can we do to make her more relatable to not just like her fans, but to our fans as well? And I just don't think it's synced up at all right now.
No, it definitely hasn't. And it's sad because we were very hyped on her. We wanted great things, but the sad thing in this business is sometimes time proves what the critics were saying. And I think that's where we're at with Jade.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be a conversation within the household, I think, around Jade. It's just one of those. I mean, Solo Sikoa was another one. Ivy Nile was another one. Which, side note, I'll keep this short. But man, I listened to her interview with CVV, her being Ivy Nile, and I know she's a huge topic within the household and circles around the household. And I got to tell you this, guys. I went into this interview ready to find something to be like, Ivy Nile's got something. She's definitely, if she latches on to this, and I listened to a lot of podcasts because if you guys say, Selena Vega was a good example. I didn't just like be like Selena Vega was just lost hope. There was things about Selena Vega that was enduring to what I think would be enduring to a wrestling fan. If she would have her love of gaming and stuff play into that as a mid carder, I think it would have been solid. And I learned a lot about her through her actual interviews as herself, not as the character. I listened to Ivy Nile talk about her career as Ivy Nile. My God. I mean, she adds nothing to the conversation. I mean, obviously it's asking her questions, but she's just very, I mean, no charisma even in a podcast. Like, I'm just, oh man, it was a tough listen. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you're just a sicko like I am and you just want to hear people throw up all over themselves, go listen to CVV interview uh interview Ivy Nile. I mean, it wasn't absolutely awful, but it was just like when you are a conversationalist and you talk and you craft conversations the way that we do here, and conversations go to side conversations, and of course you end up having to get back on track like we will. There was no layers. I mean, she was just answering questions like at their core and giving answers at the core and really adding nothing to the conversation. I'm like, oh my God, you are boring. You are a boring human being. My God.
Oh.
Just an absolute snooze of a freaking NPC human. My God.
House, all I can say is I don't know your personal finances and how you got things set up, but if you have your son dealing with any of your family stocks, pull him out now and give it to the girls because that kid wanted to buy stock in Ivy Nile and he is going to ruin your credit, man. Do not let him do it.
It's not there, bro. I
Dude.
listened to that entire interview and oh my God, I can't believe it.
Girls can be meatheads too.
Yeah. Facts.
It's 2025.
Facts. You're not wrong, dude. That's what it was giving. I was like, oh my God, can you have a conversation? Like, wow. Like the biggest thing to talk about in that damn conversation with her and Chris Van Vliet, who is an amazing interviewer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He does a great job. I love hearing him talk about wrestling and love hearing him break down talent and talk to talent and whatnot. And the most interesting thing that came out of that conversation was her changing her damn hair. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back on track here because we got to bring this thing home because we'll graze over this one before we get to the end here. Sami Zayn gets the victory over United States champion Solo Sikoa. I want to have a quick conversation about this. Normally, I would probably just skip over it. And I love the fact that Sami had such a great reaction in his hometown of Montreal. It was great. I love it. I love Sami Zayn. He's awesome. We got to have a conversation about why, like, are we telling the story here with Sami Zayn? Because if we're not, why on earth is he getting victories over the likes of Karrion Kross and the United States champion Solo Sikoa? It just feels weird, disjointed. and Sammy has no like real linear story right now. He's just kind of there and doing stuff, and he's still saying, "Oh, I want to be a world heavyweight champion," but it's like it feels weird that instead of giving up matches that he could afford to lose, he's winning these matches, and I think it's kind of like rubbing some people the wrong way about Sammy. So I want to bring it to you, Voice. Where are you at right now with Sami Zayn? We'll keep this one like light.
Yeah, I just personally, I think this is the slow push of the underdog to a title.
Okay.
I think that's all it is. Outside of that, I think it's because Sammy's not the one to set back and let his views be hidden. And there's a lot of people out there who can influence any circle of discussion over any type of forms of entertainment, in which I think some people they're not separating Sami Zayn, the wrestler, to whatever his real name is. If it is Sami Zayn, that's pretty cool. But whatever that is, I don't care, Grun. You can find that out later. But I think that I think he's getting some slack that he doesn't deserve when he's getting built into a story. I think coming up, we're going to see him finally have that explosion where he demands a title shot. And he puts all these wins that he has at the altar. He just says, "Hey, this is what I've accomplished. I deserve to be in this spot." I think that's what's happening, but I have seen the rumblings of the other.
Okay, all right. No, I think you might have something there, Voice, because it's like that's something I was lightweight playing with, but kind of hearing you kind of formulated like, hey, I'm picking up victories. Hey, I'm making a case for myself. Hey, why can't I be Okay, I just like it's been at the expense of Karrion Kross, who I think everybody wants to see more of, and Solo Sikoa, who's really starting to build himself up as the United States champion. I just felt it was weird. But Grun, any thoughts that you have on Sami Zayn and his positioning right now?
So I was looking at some stuff online, and one thing that I think that does need to be discussed is Sami Zayn has always been the underdog from the underground, and he has always been the ultimate underdog. Maybe it's time he stopped being the ultimate underdog because let's look at it. His IC title reign after beating Gunther really was a nothing burger. There was no substance to it. The accomplishment was beating Gunther in a fantastic, amazing match at WrestleMania 40, I believe it was. So, Sami Zayn, I think he needs to go dark side, even if it's just for a little bit, to come back and then make a comeback. And because I was saying that 2026 was going to be the year Sami Zayn, I'm getting ready to go back on my word and change my mind on that. I don't think 2026 is going to be the year Sami Zayn. Maybe 2027, but not 2026. Not because Sami Zayn, he will always have his fans, but the problem is at this point, Sami Zayn should be able to be dominant over people that always underestimate him. Because that's the thing. People look at him, they don't think, oh, this is the guy that beat Braun Breaker. Oh, this is the guy that beat Gunther. Oh, this is the guy that beat Roman Reigns one time, I think. This isn't the guy that beat Kevin Owens. This is some guy that was a fan and became a pro wrestler.
But he proved that in his last two victories of the people who've doubted him, Karrion Kross and Solo. There was one time Solo doubted the whole existence of Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn just proved that he should keep him in his mind on a winning level.
Well, ooh, I like that line.
I agree with that. Here's the thing. I was always a doubter of Sami Zayn, not because that I don't think he can do great work. I think I always thought he could. The problem was his wins, more or less, overall, have not been really definitive. His win over Gunther at WrestleMania 40 was absolutely definitive. 2 Huvale kicks after a brainbuster to the top turnbuckle. That is crazy. Nobody's getting up from that. That's definitive. That is Sami Zayn showing his brutal side. And he doesn't pull that out ever. Sami Zayn is in an environment right now where everybody is stepping up their game and becoming bigger, meaner, badder. Sami Zayn needs to get meaner and badder.
Sammy, I think there's been that just started an interesting conversation about Sami Zayn because I tell you, and I'm being honest, I came out of that conversation thinking differently about Sami Zayn than I went into it with because I was like, "Oh man, Sami Zayn, you're killing the carrying cross push. Oh my gosh, why would you get a victory over United States champion Solo when Solo was starting to pop off? Like, yeah, his group is boring, but Solo's good and he's starting to ascend." So I'm just like, "But no, there could be a lightweight story that is being told here with Sami Zayn where he's like, listen, and he's been saying it a lot. I can think of 2 or 3 different times in the last 6 months, and he doesn't say it every single promo because I don't think he needs to. It's just a quiet reminder that he always has to himself, and he says it every like 5 or 6 promos. I will be world champion. And like that's definitely stuff that you can call back to when that moment comes. And you could put that in his video package for sure. And I think that these are the little things that they're playing to. I think that it's very interesting. But let's pivot to the last thing here that I wanted to talk about before we slide out of here and call this a real great episode. Let's talk about that main event. We had that tag team match, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about was the end. The end. And I want to get both your guys' thoughts on the end. And that was Cody getting assaulted by the title with Drew McIntyre. Looks like Drew McIntyre is presumably going to be the next opponent. We know that Logan Paul is locked into John Cena at Clash of Paris, yada, yada, yada. We know all that. All right. So now we talk about Cody and him trying to get up next to the announce table and catch his footing. We have Drew McIntyre over in the picture looking at the WWE Championship, setting it down gently. Then he gets this twisted, sick look in his eye, a look that I was like, okay, I'm here for it. And then he went and then just hit him with that Claymore smack that announce table, and there was a sickening thud. The way that Joe Tess and who was it, Wade Barrett, reacted to it was I listen as a commentator. The way they reacted to it, A+, bro, A freaking plus because it sounded so out of tune with the regular program. It was like, oh my god, and it's like it was just that's not the way they normally call the show, but it like the way when he hit it and the way they reacted to it, it felt like the show just went off the rails. Like it was good. I enjoyed the hell out of that ending in a real way. Man, we were just being critical of Drew McIntyre. And I have my worries. I have my worries. I'm not totally trusting it because we've seen this happen before where Drew McIntyre does some killer work and then he comes on the other side of it not winning and then boom, he turns way down again. Like the temperature goes way down on Drew McIntyre. But as far as what I saw on SmackDown, that was fire. I gotta get voice first because I know that people out there in the household who watch this and listen to this on a regular basis, you've heard what I've had to say and you've heard what Voice has had to say as far as where he's at with Drew McIntyre. What's your current temperature now that this situation happened?
I'm still where I'm at with Drew McIntyre. Like
Okay.
you said, they've done this so many times before with him. They put him in a hot moment and then they take it away. I don't know what that is with him. It's something that WWE has showed us time and time and time and time again with him. But
There's proof.
this could be the tide changing. I mean, he did that stare at that title before he delivered that
Man.
Claymore.
Ooh,
But he does this shit all the time to where
I
he
know.
delivers on everything and then
I
it's
know.
nothing. I don't know, man.
It's weird right now, bro.
Yeah, it definitely, and like I said, if they were truly in on him, you would have proved it to me if you would have given him Cena in
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
Because to me, that would have been a elevation for Drew taking out Cena in his career. So again, it goes back to laying out your case for the title run. I beat Cena in this important thing after this important thing happened, and this was face Cena. This wasn't heel Cena. So that's what I would have done with him. I did like the ending, though. It does put Drew into the conversation, but they're going to, like, AEW is going to have to prove to me, Drew and WWE are going to have to prove to me that they're legit on him before I buy fully into Drew McIntyre.
Fair. That is a more than fair answer, because that's kind of where I'm at too, bro. Is like, I want to love Drew McIntyre. There's everything about him screams superstar. We've had conversations about superstar here on this show before. He's got everything that's so why you keep turning this man down? Or is Drew turning himself down? We don't know the true answer to that, but I do know that what I saw Friday was stellar work. I love the way that the Claymore played into that's innovative violence right there. That's what I like. That's innovative violence right there, where you kick that man's head into the announce table. You scrambled his brains, bro. Like, that was beautiful violence to me. So
and
that
that's
ending,
the last image you've seen of SmackDown.
yep, that's how we ended Smack. That's fire. That's great. So like, I love that. But like, man, Drew, where are you? Where's the company at with you? What's going on, Grun? What were your thoughts? We could have conversations about Drew McIntyre and where we're at with them here and there, but let's stay with the segment here. What did you think about that?
You know, I thought this was very good. I think Drew is a good challenger for Cody Rhodes in this moment. Drew McIntyre needs it to be rebuilding stock. I think he can afford a loss here. It's and with that, I think you can. Uh, I think you can make an argument that after this, Drew goes back for the United States title. Makes it. Who's the wait? Who's
Solo.
the best?
Solo's current champion
I
right now.
literally
Yeah.
wow. We just talked about this. I forgot.
Come on, quit doing drugs, Grun.
Yeah, I got. Or maybe do some more. We'll see.
Turn on Grun.
Yeah. But the United States title, it is in a bad position right now, I think. So it needs like a Drew McIntyre going after it. It needs a Damian Priest. It needs an Aleister Black. Drew McIntyre going after Cody Rhodes right now makes sense for him, since he has gotten a big win over Randy Orton at SummerSlam. He is aligned with Logan Paul right now, so why not give him a big title shot?
I feel like with Drew McIntyre, like, this is it's what's so funny about it is this is exactly where I thought he was gonna be if Cody won the title with SummerSlam. Just one of Cody's opponents that he's going to end up conquering, and I think that that's exactly what it's gonna be. Past that, I don't know what they're gonna do with Drew McIntyre, because if they do this in Clash in Paris, and to me, like, Drew McIntyre is most definitely gonna lose against Cody. Like, I would be shocked if I wouldn't be mad, but I'd be shocked if he actually beat Cody, because I think Cody's tied into everything that they're wanting to do with the company right now, and I just don't see him losing that soon. I do think we're entering a time where shorter, poppier title changes or reigns lead to more changes. It's not a bad idea. We just came off an era where we saw a champion of about 4 years with Roman Reigns, longest reigning IC championship with Gunther, longest reigning tag team championship with the Usos. We saw all that stuff. I don't think it's a bad idea to have, like, everybody's like, oh well, if you're our guy Rikishi, oh well, my kid only had the title for 51 days, and that pisses me off, and blah blah blah. Okay, so what? I was, once again, shout out to CVV. He was going over some title reigns from the Attitude Era and some of the reigns from the Ruthless Aggression Era. You'd be surprised how many of those are in the single digits: 42 days, 21 days, 97 days. And it's like, all right, I get it. We put an importance on the number of reign or whatever, but like also when you have that expectation, you kind of take out the element of surprise. Like, what if somebody? Of course, who's gonna think that Cody Rhodes is gonna lose the title at Clash in Paris to Drew McIntyre? Of course, that's not gonna happen. This is just This is getting Cody an opponent to get to his next opponent, so he can get to his next opponent. Blah 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 blah. But what if we didn't do that? What if we just let Drew McIntyre just be a sick bastard, do something to unhinged to completely take out Cody, and he just wins the title? And we're all sitting there like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Nobody saw that coming. We all thought this was about to be another one of those oversea events where it's like, oh, we're gonna put champion A against upper mid Carter potential main eventer B, and champion's gonna win. That's the formula because we're not gonna do anything crazy, with these overseas shows or anything like that. We'll have some fun, but like we're not gonna do anything that's storyline shifting. But yo, what if you did though? What if you did do something that shifted the storyline? What if you just did something crazy because wrestling is crazy sometimes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you just put that doggone monkey wrench up in there and just shift it up? Because sometimes doing that just keeps things fresh. It keeps things going. I just think it's interesting, but more than likely with Drew McIntyre, it's gonna be he's gonna get his match at the Clash or whatever. He's gonna lose. He's gonna be off TV for a few weeks. Cody moves on. Drew comes back and he's bitching again about somebody screwed him over.
He's got a new shirt with a slogan on it.
And this and that or whatever. And it's like, come on, like there's so much more you could be doing with Drew McIntyre than what you got going on right now. But listen, this was a great episode. I think we had a lot of great discussions that formulated through this episode. It was really fun. I enjoyed that. Particularly we were talking about AEW, what they could bring, because I'm just a firm believer when all wrestling is good, we're all in a better spot. We are all in a better spot. It was the creation of AEW that made WWE step up, and WWE stepped up and did their thing, and AEW stepped back. But we always want to see competitive wrestling because competitive wrestling is great for everybody. I promise you that there's not a world where where you have many options that not everybody's going to thrive off it. The talent, the fans, the promoters, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But listen, everything that we formed as far as like the Women's United States Championship, hey, I want to see Michin slide in that spot there. After a good Julia run, I could definitely see Michin. She took her 5 seconds and definitely ran with it. It was a really good conversation that formulated so much stuff, and I always get a chance to do it with you fellas over here. It's a great, great time. And you guys out there in the household who check us out here on Facebook, who check us out on YouTube, and then on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you give us 5 stars. Go there and give us a review and do a 5-star frog splash. Give us those 5 stars as well. And we appreciate y'all. But I got to give it to my guys over here because they come on. We talk all wrestling. We put this production together. It's a great time with the great team. My man Grunmeister, he does a great job on Fridays. I'll let him tell you all about that. Where can they catch you in everything that you're doing, bro?
You can catch me Fridays on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick under the name Grunmeister, where I talk Smackdown and everything WWE from 7 p.m. Eastern to about 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, just a special PSA tonight. They got a special 2 episodes of WWE LFG Season 2. Tune into that.
Ooh, okay. Special 2 episodes. That's what's up. Grun always doing great work there on SmackDown. We appreciate everything that he does. But a guy who does great work here, it does many different facets, man, producing and doing great job on Mondays or wherever. I'll let him tell you about everywhere you can catch him at. That's the voice, Josh Joseph, man. Where can they catch you?
All right, fans. So if you enjoyed what I do here and what Grun does, you can catch us on Monday night, where we introduce a new friend of ours. Well, he's not new. He's always been with us, definitely through heart throughout the years. He is Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin. He is Grunmeister, the Blue-Eyed Villain, and I am Joshua Joseph, the voice, and we talk Monday Night Raw. It's the Raw preview review show, and we are excited to bring you in to have the discussions with us. It's a fun show. It's three friends who talk about Monday Night Raw, and we give some opinions, and we invite you to give yours. So come join us at 7 p.m. every Monday. So there's this show we do. It's a fun show. You'll enjoy it. It's called ECW Watch Along. I'm just going to tell you the basics of it, and I'm going to let Howse highlight the episode that's coming up. But it's the ECW Watch Along. It's on a Thursday at 5 p.m. You could come and check it out. It's me and Howse, and we watch ECW, and we invite you to come and do the same thing and talk about it. It's a fun time. The chat is so lively on those episodes. I guarantee you, if you have some type of interest in ECW, you're going to have a fun time in this chat. It's a fun time, a great time, and we want you to be a part of it. Lastly, there's a conspiracy show I do every so often. It's usually on a Saturday at 8 p.m. It's Conspiracies at Sea, and it's a fun, weird show. So come and get weird with me, Viking Storm, and the young Jamie herself, Luna. Outside of that, I am going to be on August 23rd. Everybody, I want you to come out and, have some fun with me. It's the Battle for the Brave, and it is put on by one of our friends, Scott Hewlett, and his organization. It's Wrestle. What is that? How's that say in the middle there?
House of Heat.
House of Heat.
House of
there
Heat,
we go.
yep.
House of Heat with Scott Hewlett. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to be backstage. I'm going to be talking to some fun guys. You see him there. He's Derek Dillinger. He's Public Enemy #1, and I'm going to talk to him. And there's Gene Snitsky. You ever heard of him? He's there, and he's going to be a fun talk too. So come do that. I hope I get to talk to Shane Mercer. He's going to be a fun discussion if I get to be able to talk to him. And the big guy himself, Kurt Angle's there. So come and join it. Come have a fun time. That's on the 23rd of August, and that's at 2 p.m. bell time. So come be a part of that. It's a fun time, and that's all you can catch me at.
Hey, my man, the voice out there doing some great stuff. We appreciate all that you do. And guys, I just had an episode with Summer Rawson on the Raw deal. We talked about the ESPN deal. It was a fun conversation with the young up-and-comer. That's the Raw deal with Howse and O'Neal, with myself and Annie O'Neal. She'll be returning, and we'll talk all things Monday Night Raw. And then on Thursday, it's time to get extreme. And I need you guys all in a major way to come and show up for this one. If you guys are huge fans of ECW and love the aspect of announcing, of management, just like I do, we got a huge guest, and that is the quintessential stud muffin himself. Joel Gertner comes this Thursday to House. We're going to talk about everything that he did with ECW. We're going to talk about his work with the Dudleys. We're going to ask him, where would ECW be at right now? What network it will be on? A lot of conversation about networks, about streaming. If ECW were around right now, where would it be? And hey, when Taz was choking him out at ECW 1999 on Remember, was that a joint that fell out of his pocket? We're going to ask him that and more this Thursday as we have the quintessential stud muffin come and join myself and the voice for the ECW Watch Along series. It's going to be a good time. And guys, you already know, Sunday here, myself and the guys, we get together. We talk all things wrestling. It's a great time at the Sunday house party. We appreciate you guys coming and checking us out, because we love to do the work, and that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for the voice, Josh Joseph, for the Grunmeister and the whole, and in your house, Alakan, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.